Good morning and welcome. It's a brand new day, midweek, of course, January 25th, 2023. And yeah, we take the days as they come, one day at a time.
But on this show, it's not a struggle, neither is it a chore for us to come here every single morning and wake you up with the appropriate amount of cheer.
Now that's all we do, give you beautiful moments here on the show, and this morning will be no exception as we bring this edition of your numero uno breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria.
Yes, indeed. That's the show you're watching right now. It's about time you told someone about it. Wake up your family members, wake up your friends, and tell them to tune in. Life is what you make it. And right now, we're about to make some fantastic moments.
Definitely. There's a whole lot that we have in store for you today. Just chill, sit back, relax. We will give you a wonderful show. My name is Mike Messikeno.
And I'm Titilayo Olinson. You can watch us live on GOTV channel 27 or UHF channel 49, or even download the app for TVC for Android or iOS.
Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. It's at TVC Connect. Use the hashtag Wake Up Nigeria on TVC for engagement with us.
So our first conversation today is going to be with Olaiwola Abiola. Now, he's a mental health counselor with specialization in relationships and marriage counseling. Now he's going to be talking about keeping intimacy alive in a marriage.
Hair tips with Onyu Onarinde is part of what we have in store for today, and it will be a DIY. Then we have Iwaluwa Jimo, a public health specialist, nutritionist, and an avid sports lover. We're discussing nutritional needs in stages of life, pre-pregnancy, pregnancy, and postpartum.
And then, of course, we'll have a performance for you right here on Wake Up Nigeria. Nelly B is going to be showing us what he's made of. And then we're going to have a conversation with a beauty queen, talking about Queen Dami. Now, she recently completed one of the biggest pageant systems in the world, representing Nigeria at the Miss Grand International 2022. She's going to be telling us all about it when she gets here. Yes. Beautiful outfits there. Oh, my goodness. Can't wait to ask her about them.
Carnival feel and all of that, you know. But there's a lot of them that you just wear for those kind of occasions and you don't wear, like what you see on the runway. Yeah. Do they actually wear these things on a normal?
Okay, speaking about that, did you see the latest show with the one Kylie Jenner? Kylie Jenner wore the lion head.
Yeah.
No, I don't think I saw it.
She wore the actual head of a lion.
It was a real lion, yeah?
Yeah.
Well,
so
I don't think it was real, though.
So that's the thing. So a lot of people were like, okay, the outfit literally was promoting animal brutality.
Yeah.
I don't know, my dear, that's literally...
So animal rights people would never let you put an actual animal's head on.
Well, the point was that same outfit was on the same runway that she was attending. So a lot of people were taking her reaction was like, okay, why? When you're going for a party and you don't call your best friend, and then you see them wearing the same outfit.
You know,
I think it was planned.
For me, there's no difference between that and wearing a fur coat, an original fur coat. Yeah, because it's just a different stage of processing when it comes. It's still the animal that you're using. The vegans and the animal right people might have a problem against it, but it is what it is. I mean, we wear stuff, leather from animals, all of that. And in the jungle, there's this particular two accounts I follow on social media. Like, the things you see there. Welcome to the news on Wake Up Nigeria. My name is Mike Messikeno. President Muhammadu Buhari has formally inaugurated the first phase of a 13-kilometer Lagos Rail Mass Transit Blue Rail Line from Marina to Mile 2, and also witnessed the flag-off of the second phase of the project from Mile 12 to Kokomaiko. Senior correspondent Adedoja Salam Adeni has more.
Lagos road traffic is next to the air residents breathe. To reduce road congestion and make the state economically competitive, the integrated mass transportation system must work. The train is one of the long-term solutions. Aside from the water transportation, rail is very crucial to moving passengers from one end to another in a mega city like Lagos of 30 million people. The 27-kilometer-long Blue Line rail connecting Okokomaiko to Marina can move 500,000 passengers daily. And that is what President Muhammadu Buhari is in Lagos to inaugurate on his second-day working visit.
The benefits, Mr. President, are obvious. It will reduce travel time, it will improve the quality of life of our citizens, and it will make Lagos one of the most resilient mega cities, not only in Africa, but it will compete with other mega cities in the world. This iconic marina station that we're hosting here today will be the largest and the busiest in Africa. It has the capacity to process about 400 to 450 passengers every 1 minute, meaning in an hour, this station can process about 25,000 passengers. Watch us as we sign the ceremony for the phase 2 of the project.
A visionary leader, Asiwaju Tinubu, pioneered the idea of the Lagos Blue Line and many other revolutionary initiatives. The Tinubu administration then developed what is called the Strategic Transport Master Plan, which laid out the foundation for a network of robust and modern transportation infrastructure befitting a 21st century city such as Lagos.
Funded by the Lagos State government, the Blue Line Rail consists of 11 stations spanning 27 kilometers and powered by electricity from its own independent power plants.
You cannot, under any circumstance, cross the tracks, because if you do, it will be fatal. It's not a matter of cold or May. So, and as a responsible government, we have fenced off the whole alignment, signage along the track, along the fencing. Do not cross, danger, electrified tracks. It's all along.
President Buhari also joined the state government officials for a train ride. The Blue Line Rail project ends Mr. President's visit to Lagos that is tagged a festival of project commissioning. Other projects inspected and inaugurated by President Muhammadu Buhari include the Lekki Deep Sea Port, the 32 metric tons per hour Lagos Rice Mill at Imota, the John Randall Center for Yoruba Culture and History, and the private sector projects. Adidoja Salamadini, TVC News, Lagos.
I will take a recess now and return with the headlines in the dailies.
Welcome back, and as promised, we are bringing you some of the headlines in the dailies this morning. We're going to start with the Punch newspaper. Today is Wednesday, January 25th, 2023. We have this headline: New Naira deadline. Kano, Ondo, Anambra depositors flood banks with old notes. CBN shuns National Assembly, insists on January 31st cash swap deadline. EFCC, ICPC won't arrest huge depositors. Emefiele assures bank customers. And CBN officials, POS agents set up rural cash exchange points. Right beside the masthead there, it says Lagos projects 7.5 million train passengers monthly. Federal government raises 14-man panel to end fuel scarcity. Interest rate hike, job losses, crisis looms, warns OPS. And traders lament as Okowa shuts markets for Atiku. We have in the at the bottom left there, Labour knocks governors as states reject local government autonomy. And bottom right, WHO worries over fresh 170,000 COVID-19 deaths. That's what we have on the cover of the Punch. We also have with us the Guardian newspaper this morning. It says here, old Naira notes. CBN insists on January 31st deadline. Shuns calls for extension and denies scarcity of new notes. Senate urges CBN to soft pedal. Reps seek review of daily withdrawal limit. And Ndume, as a senator, I haven't seen the new notes, he says. Learn from UK. HURIWA knocks CBN over last-minute cash swap. Let's see what else we have here. Right at the bottom, Buhari appoints Arase as PSC boss amid furor over IGP's tenure or elongation. And federal government reinstates COVID-19 travel protocol. More governments, or rather more countries, restrict Chinese travelers. And that's all we have time for when it comes to the headlines in the dailies this morning. Hopefully it was informative. Let's take a short break and be back with more.
I was about to see what Shrek was saying. Mary, great to have you. Mm-hmm. You're welcome. Yeah, big news. Thames baby. That's a handle now. Is your hand free?
No, the way you
Stop
said
looking
it.
at me.
It's only like it's our
Exactly.
It's baby.
No,
A
no.
personal baby.
I said
baby.
Thames baby. It was never said Thames baby.
Come on, don't say what you want to say.
But Thames has made a record once again for Nigeria.
Yeah.
The first Nigerian ever to be nominated for an Oscar. This is big. Lift Me Up, that's the song. She wrote that song for Rihanna. A number of people are still arguing that was Rihanna's comeback after, what, 5-6 years? You know, but for me, for the mood, it was perfect. And she has that nomination. Social media is also abuzz and angry that Viola Davis wasn't nominated for Woman King. You know, and you know, the nominations this time, they're quite diverse. You know, after 2-3 years back, there's been quite some diversity. We have a lot of people who have been nominated for the first time, this time. But the shocking thing is Everything Everywhere All at Once. You remember that movie when we spoke about it? That movie has 11. A whooping 11, a foreign movie.
Yeah.
It has a whooping 11 nominations, followed by another one, the Banshees of Inisherin. That one has 9.
You know, there's something about the Oscars. It's when the nominations for the Oscars come out that I might just go and watch some of those
True.
movies.
I know.
It's very true.
I look at
Yeah.
it and I start, okay,
Going
have I seen
to
this one? Have I
check.
seen this one?
Yeah.
It happens with
I do that.
music too. When the Grammys come out, people are like, what's this song? Is this song worthy of winning? And then people start listening. It helps. It
more
helps a
to
lot,
it.
actually.
Very
It helps.
true.
But then, you know, talking about Thames, there was this stuff that came up. If I don't know if you remember, Snoop reached out
Yes.
and said he wanted
to do a song with her.
do a song
Yes.
with Thames.
Amazing.
And then
then-
social
That's
media
it to our
just...
music.
And then everybody goes like,
Why
Snoop
is-
wants to resuscitate it. Do you
I'm
know?
like, do you know who Snoop
know who
Dogg
Snoop
is?
is?
It was a big issue.
It was
Because
a
yes,
debate.
there is that allure for Afrobeat now. Almost, you know. I mean, we saw Selena Gomez on
Yes.
Calm Down.
Calm Down.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
big. We've seen, you know, some
Ed Sheeran.
Ed Sheeran
That was the biggest
on
surprise for
Peru.
me. Okay.
Yeah.
You know, so it's been like, it's crazy.
He's
how-
even done stuff with Burna Boy as well.
True.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
I want
My hand.
to reiterate something I said last week. It is called music business. And these guys that have maintained relevance over the years understand the business. And if a business is going in a particular direction, you go with the flow. It does seem like there's a lot of influence of African music on the world music scene as a whole. So why not have
For
him
me,
feature
when I look at Snoop,
Thames?
I think as much as it is business, and I agree with you, a number of these people in the business are passionate about it. They just
And they
love-
appreciate the gifts
And there is
of
no
this
problem with, there's something
people coming
nice.
on board.
How would we sound?
Yeah,
This
it's
thing-
not
Yes,
just, it's not
honest.
just
This
music.
would
None of the
for me,
business.
Because
Yeah.
the reality is, if it was music business, Afrobeat would not stand a chance. And I'm saying this because all over the world, R&B, hip hop, and all, it keeps revolving around that, and then there's reggae as well.
Yes.
And the reality is, when it comes to Afrobeat, some people will say there are elements of reggae in it as well.
Yes,
So
this is true.
it's a case of interest. It's a case
Interest.
of
Is
passion.
it-
He said the reason he wants to do music with Thames is because his family is vibing to a
To
song.
her songs, of course. And I think what Mary is trying to say here, right, aside the idea of the business, is the fact that Afrobeat is a vibe.
Yes.
When you listen to it, it is enjoyable music. See, the truth is, not everything sells, but Afrobeat sells everything. That's the way I
When
see
the
it.
I like
when
that.
the when
Not
the when the
everything-
when
See,
the
that's
big
the
dollar
word. Use it to sell Afrobeat.
when the dollars are rolling into Snoop's account just for a collaboration with Thames, people will
It
remind
will
will be
roll,
reminded of
no
this
way.
conversation.
You know,
No,
in a
no.
way, it will roll now. It
Do
will
you
still
realize-
enter Thames.
Titi, hold on. Do you
business
realize
now,
that
so
the
bad.
biggest songs Wizkid has been collaborations?
Collaborations. And now-
Wizkid.
We're even talking about the Oscar nominations. It was with Rihanna,
It was
and
with
Thames
Rihanna.
got that. So whether we like it or
Wizkid's
not, it's a
essence.
symbiotic relationship.
The remix featuring
Because
Justin
of the
Bieber.
appreciation.
We can't wait to hear it. We can't wait to see on that day who's going to get the Oscar. There was also a nomination for Maverick, Tom Cruise's Top Gun Maverick.
Maverick, yeah.
Lady Gaga is also on that list, so it's a tight competition, people. It's a tight one. But we'll be taking a quick break at this point.
Definitely rooting for Thames. Thank you for staying with us. It's still a Wednesday edition of Wake Up Nigeria, and right about now we have a very interesting conversation on nutrition. I'm here joined with Professor Oluwatosin Benedict Adu. He is a professor of nutritional biochemistry with over 20 years as a researcher. We will be discussing nutritional needs in stages of life: pre-pregnancy, pregnancy, and postpartum. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
And welcome again to Wake Up Nigeria. It's always a pleasure having you here, sir.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so now let's talk directly concerning the topic, right? We're talking about nutritional needs for pre-pregnancy, pregnancy, and postpartum. So now let's start with the pre, of course. I know it's very important because pregnancy is a whole experience altogether, right? And I mean, if you literally had a general, normal, regular diet, when you're expecting or grooming a human being inside of you, your nutrition should change. So now let's talk about what do we need, or what do mothers need when it comes to that pre-pregnancy stage of nutrition, for nutrition.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Now, the moment a woman knows that she wants to get pregnant, of course, you know, preparation should start.
Yes.
Because there is the need to have enough store of nutrients in the body in preparation for the new stage.
Okay.
And that's why it's important. Of course, the iron need is very important. We realize that a lot of women, in fact, over 50% of women in Nigeria are actually anemic. You know, and this has to do with deficiency in iron, deficiency in vitamin B12, you know, and so on.
Okay.
So there's a need to beef up, you know.
Okay, so now let's talk directly at the foods particularly, in particular. What foods do we need to eat to get all of these nutrients you've actually spoken about?
Well, you see, the most important thing is variety.
Variety, okay.
Foods, your cereals, your proteins, your green leafy vegetables, fruits, all these are very, very important.
Okay.
You know, meat, fish, they are very important.
Okay.
And this helps keep the body, you know, in preparation.
In top shape. So now let me ask, so you said before, when you know you want to start getting ready to have a baby, so that's definitely before you even get pregnant at all.
Of course.
So like, let's say what range of time should we start being particular? For instance, I'm like, okay, you know what, I want to have a kid by December.
Yeah.
Am I too late already? Or should I have started?
No, really, you should have started long before.
Long before.
Long before.
Okay.
You know, because we realize that the nutritional status of the woman,
Yes.
you know, even pre-pregnancy, of course, is a long-term thing.
It's a long term.
So you should have started preparing long
before. Okay, so basically, I think what you're trying to say is that it should be a lifestyle. I mean. So our nutrition and all of that, with fruits, vegetables, it should actually be our normal lifestyle. So now, is that the same case when it comes to being pregnant?
Yeah. Now, during pregnancy,
Yes.
there is now a lot more demand.
Yes.
Now, however, there's always this myth about eating for two.
Exactly.
And this, you know, the woman wants to eat, you are
the
eating
baby
for
wants
yourself
to
and the baby. You know, so the woman begins to eat much more than, not necessarily.
Okay.
You know, the eating for two should really be about the quality of the food.
Okay.
Now, there's a lot more demand of the, you know, by the baby.
Okay.
And it's important at this stage also, especially the first trimester, the woman really doesn't have appetite. She's having morning sickness, nausea, you know, but by the time you get to the second trimester, third trimester, then the appetite increases. But it's important to build up calcium.
Okay.
It's important to build up iron. It's important to build up folate.
Okay.
That's, you know, folic acid.
Yes.
Very, very important.
Okay.
You know, because the baby inside is growing.
It's growing.
Development of the bones, development of the teeth, you know, and all of these. The brain development is also, you know, so and the baby will draw all of these nutrients
from you.
So you had better eat, you know, well, so that, you know, you won't feed the baby and then get you know, malnourished.
Very, very true. Because I know, I know a number of people actually have these issues. So now talk about calcium. Let's break it down now.
Yes.
We're homeschooling. So now, what foods do we need to get in calcium?
Because your milk is a rich source of calcium. So you should take.
Okay, so now there's been this issue of, okay, having plant-based milk and having milk that is low in fat. Is it that type of milk, or should we go full cream? Because a lot of people are really...
Well, full cream, low fat, you know, because now you realize, of course, your milk contains a lot of calcium.
Very true.
So you can go low fat.
Okay.
All right? So that, because you also want to watch your fat intake and all that, there's really nothing about that.
Okay, so now,
you want full cream, fine.
Okay, so for people that are lactose intolerant, what would be the right substitute?
Well, of course, also here now we'll now be looking at alternatives. Okay. There are milk, you know, that do not, you know, that the lactose-free milk, you know, will also take care of that.
All right, so now let's talk about examples of foods for iron and folic acid.
Okay, yeah, your green vegetables,
okay,
leafy vegetables, very, very rich source. of iron.
Iron.
Your offals are also rich in iron.
Okay.
So it's good that you eat. Of course, there are some cereals that are also fortified. So all these will take care, of your iron need. Your fruits and vegetables will also help.
Okay, and folate? Folic acid?
Of course, your folic acid, your foods, your animal proteins.
Animal proteins.
Are also good. And of course, depending on your doctor, they will also prescribe, maybe folate supplements and all that, just to make up.
Yes.
For that.
Okay, so now let's move quickly on to postpartum, which is actually very, very important, because the truth is, I believe, very true, people don't necessarily take care of their nutrition before they get pregnant. The focus is usually when they get pregnant and they start eating all manner of things because of cravings. So now, would you say that the cravings is your body telling you they lack certain nutrients? Can it be interpreted that way?
Well, it could be.
Okay.
Could be.
Okay.
But we are not to give in to that cravings so much, because in craving, your body could be craving for things that are non-nutritious.
Yes, but some women say they can't help it. Once they smell it, they must eat it.
Yes. What you must tell yourself is, I must gain control.
I must get, wow.
And whatever it is you're craving, ask yourself, is it nutritious?
Is it nutritious?
That is very important.
Oh, wow.
And of course, you realize that after, delivery, the breastfeeding stage is the next thing. And there's a lot of demand for energy. So your calorie intake increases beyond even that pregnancy. So that will make a lot of demand. Your calcium is also very important that you must take care of, because the milk becomes the source of the nutrient. Your vitamin D needs is also very important, because if you are taking enough vitamin D, then you can, of course, the milk becomes the source for vitamin D.
No, because I have situations where I have friends who literally don't produce milk. So now, is that a clear sign of a deficiency when it comes to like nutrition, lack of nutrition?
Well, we must really find out why the milk is not being produced.
Okay.
Is it clinical? Is it a medical condition? But most of the time, like I said some time ago, that it really has to do with helping the mother to know, that you can do it.
Okay.
It's about helping the baby to latch on properly.
Okay.
The breast milk. The more the baby sucks, the more the milk is produced. And who told you that you are not actually producing enough? As long as the baby is growing, then you are producing enough milk.
You are producing.
Yes. As long as the baby is growing,
okay,
then you are producing enough.
All right. So now, in summary, let's just talk quickly about the particular types of food to eat postpartum.
Yeah, postpartum. Of course, well, you could increase, your carbohydrates, a little.
Carbohydrates.
Yes, of course, your rice, your bread.
Yes.
But we always also encourage whole grain.
Whole grain
cereals.
Okay.
Then that will also be. Then, of course, your milk intake must continue. Your fluid intake. Must continue. Okay. You must take your green leafy vegetables, fruits. This also provides fiber, provides all of that.
That helps with everything.
Yes, it will help a lot. And of course, avoid alcohol, caffeine, and all of this.
And all of that. Amazing. Thank you so much, sir. The session with you is always very informative. Really a pleasure to have you here. The session could go on, but we have to go because we're short on time. Thank you so much. So much more to come right here on Wake Up Nigeria. And a very important part of that is the kitchen, where we have Mary standing by.
All right. So welcome to the kitchen this beautiful morning. Our chef today is the one and only Chef Natural. It's so good to have you in the studio with us.
Here.
I can't wait to know what he's preparing for us for breakfast this morning, because this is quite a spread. What is for breakfast?
Yamarita.
Yamarita.
Serving with nature's pepper sauce and fish.
Served with nature's pepper sauce and fish. Sounds like a mouthful. However, I'm very sure it's going to be really, really tasty. Okay, so the ingredients are on your screen right now. We're trying as much as possible to put things together, but let's talk about these ingredients. What are we making use of, Chef Natural?
Yeah, the yam, which I'm cutting right now.
Yeah.
I'm going to put in some chunky uniform setting.
Okay.
And I'm going to just parboil that first.
They have to be chunky, they have to be
this is a very simple food, so you can always be free. Just as simple as just making rice and dodo. Very simple. So, but the regular way is when you keep it a little chunky, because you're going to parboil it. You can see my water is steaming already.
Yes.
So I'm just going to add a little salt
Okay.
Sugar is optional. Some people don't want sugar to parboil their yam, but I just don't want to miss out in any form.
So I find out people use sugar and salt for yam.
Yeah.
Some people rice.
No, right.
Some people do.
That's weird.
I saw that online. You know how you see videos online, and I'm like, what the?
No.
Okay, so apart from the yam, what else are we making use?
Yeah, we're gonna be making the pepper sauce.
Okay.
You know, that's the nature sauce that's gonna be served with the yam. Marita, we have egg. We're gonna make a batter. But we're gonna batter the yam after it's been parboiled.
Okay.
Do you understand? So we have.
But we are not frying.
No. We're parboiling first, so like 80%.
Then
and we're not gonna just.
No, because you said you're gonna do batter with this.
Yeah, I'm gonna do batter with this. So I'm gonna just put that on the.
In the air fryer?
Yeah, no, I'm gonna deep fry.
You're gonna deep fry it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're gonna see that in a minute. So I have all of this to make my pepper sauce.
Okay, so that's tomatoes.
You know, yeah, tomatoes, pepper.
Bell peppers as well.
Bell peppers.
Tatashe.
Yeah.
And
onions.
okay.
And one secret about this, I'm just gonna tell you this. I had crayfish. So it's not gonna give you the normal pepper. You understand? Something is just gonna take you away and just.
Wow. Crayfish is actually one of the secrets to.
And I have my parsley.
Okay.
Dry parsley. I'm gonna use that to mix my flour.
You called it jack parsley.
Dry.
Dry. Okay, so dry parsley, right?
Yeah.
And then, of course, we have fish. What fish is this?
It's fresh fish. It's a normal cook-out fish.
Okay.
You know, so.
And then flour. Flour is for the batter with the eggs.
Yeah, flour is almost for everything because I'm going to use it to batter this. Okay. And I'm still going to use it to, you know, just...
The fish as well.
Yeah.
When you said almost for everything, I was beginning to think the sauce was going to have flour.
Yeah, last, you're going to eat everything together and it's going together.
It's not me and you. Okay, so now let's talk about the spices. What are we making use of? I know you've mentioned
crayfish. We have the crayfish, we have the black pepper, we have the dry ginger, garlic, the salt, you know.
And the sugar.
Yeah.
These are?
Just the regular, no, this is ginger and garlic.
While this
powder.
is which?
No, this is ginger. No, that's seasoning. That's the seasoning powder.
Okay, so seasoning powder right there. And of course, oil. Oil is going to, well, it's going to feature a lot because there's going to be deep frying. So that's a lot of oil. Yeah. But the reason I mentioned the air fryer, you know, everyone is using air fryers these days for healthier meals and all. Will it work if I decide to put my yam in the air fryer after fixing the batter?
What you're going to get is not going to be called yamarita.
It's going to be called Rita Yama.
I know you understand what I mean.
We'll get on with the preparations. Okay, so this morning we're having yamarita. And the yamarita has a side of nature sauce, right?
Nature's pepper sauce.
Nature's pepper
and
sauce.
Fish.
And fish. So that's what we're having for breakfast. So the yam is boiling now because it has to be parboiled before we deep fry it. The ingredients are currently on your screen, so you might want to check them out. In a bit, the yam should be ready to be dipped, but what we're going to do now is prepare the batter. Before preparing the batter, though, Chef Natural, while we're on break, seasoned the fish. Okay. So I'd like you to tell us exactly what you use to season the fish, because it's bringing out the aroma of the fish already.
Yeah, the fish has been filleted before, so I just added my little salt.
Okay.
Remember the moderation of little everything, not to get everything. So just little salt, little ginger, little garlic, you know.
Ginger, garlic, salt. Did you put seasoning?
Seasoning, normal.
Okay, so ginger, garlic, salt, seasoning. So that's what we put on the fish, and I'm telling you, it's already smelling divine. Okay, so the eggs now.
Yeah. I need to make the batter. Some people like to put milk in this.
Okay.
Well, milk and egg for me, no. But it's optional. I just told you it's a very simple food that you can always improvise and do things the way you like it. Okay. Even though all these things are not really necessary sometimes. If you don't like it, you can take them out because, you know, but for me, we're good to go.
Okay, so the eggs for the batter. Okay.
I'm about to just...
Are we putting anything in it?
I'm marinating this. I'm going to season this too with my...
Seasoning powder?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm going to do a little of my ginger. You know, for now.
Aren't you putting crayfish? I'm just saying.
No, crayfish is going inside my pepper sauce.
But have you ever tried putting crayfish?
Frying crayfish to me is something. You know, it's dried already.
Well, it's dried,
frying
yes,
again.
You're frying, yeah.
You know,
it might end up giving a bitter taste. I should
No,
probably try it,
no.
experiment.
If you like it, you can do it, but For Yamarita, I don't think we need to do that.
I'm going to try it. I'm going to try it. I love
There's no bad in trying.
experimenting with fish,
Okay,
so
you
I'm
need to
gonna
keep
try
this boiling to like 80%. Remember, you don't have to use too much water.
it. Okay.
You know, so I think we're about 70 now.
If it's boiled to 80%, that means you don't have to deep fry it for long.
Yeah, you
How
know,
long will the deep frying last?
just keep the butter, stick to the yam, and just get that beautiful
Because the
feel.
yam is cooked already, so you don't need to worry. Just worry about the outside, getting the crispy feel of the yamarita. Okay, so now we have the eggs. Okay. So what went in there? Salt.
Salt, seasoning,
Okay.
and just a little ginger garlic,
Okay.
and we're good.
And then of course the
and
bell
the
peppers.
red pepper. These are just
Okay.
to bring out that beautiful look at the end of the day. Because by the time I'm going to be coating the yam with this, I'm
It's
sure.
gonna go-
I can't wait to see that part.
Okay, so no onions in that though.
No.
No onions. So the
But
onions went into the pepper.
there's spring onions. The onion is
Spring
going to be
onions.
blended together.
Okay. Okay.
So here we
So
go
now
again.
the flour. Okay.
Here
So
we're using our seasoning again.
a lot of seasoning.
Remember, you don't have to use a lot of anything because that can spoil part too.
Okay.
Yeah, that's this salt,
Okay.
salt,
Okay.
and this my
Black
black
pepper.
pepper.
Okay.
At this point, I'll dazzle you with my parsley.
Parsley.
My dry
Secret
parsley.
to So many.
No, don't tell them. Don't tell them.
My God.
They're going to be using it for okra
I've
soup
been
now.
well, me, I can put seasoning.
No, it's a very wonderful thing. I had to go to like 5 different stores before I was able to get them
Get
done around
it.
yesterday.
Wow. Wow.
It's just beautiful.
Wow. I'll tell you my secret of getting spices. I'll tell you later.
Yeah, no.
Okay, so at this point, we've reached the top of the hour. On the other side of the hour, we have so much more for you, so make sure you stay with us. This is Wake Up Nigeria.
Now, the day comes with a lot of possibilities and even sometimes probabilities. But one thing we can tell you is that we show up no matter what is going on in our own lives. And we have some sunshine here to brighten up your day.
The first lap is done, and we are not quite done yet. We've got a whole more 45 minutes to go. Just getting started.
This is Wake Up Nigeria, your #1 feel-good family breakfast show. And we come to you live every morning from our studios in Lagos.
And now, someone who lacks integrity is in the kitchen.
Really? Can you prove this?
That's it's only me and Mary that understand.
I honestly,
It's only me and Mary that understand.
I hope you're ready for
What did you say?
Nothing.
Trust me. You see, you can't even say it again.
I didn't say anything.
You can't say it again.
They didn't bomb me
You can't.
twice. They bombed me only once. Twice to say something only
Mary,
once.
don't worry, I'll
You
tell
are
you
just
later.
a coward. Say it again. Mike.
no.
Mike. Go, Mike.
Oh yeah,
I
give me
believe
fish.
in
I'll
you.
say, give me fish.
Oh yeah, I'll give you fish.
You give me fish.
You fish, call.
I don't trust you, Mary. But come on, how far? What's going on there? How far have you guys gone with what you're doing?
Oh, we've gone quite far. So the yam is bold. Looks amazing, doesn't it? But this is not how we're going to dig into it. As tempting as it is to just break it and throw it in my mouth. Instead, we're going to dip it and fry it. And then, of course, we have our yamarita. The fish has been seasoned. Our pepper, yeah, so that's the pepper already. So Chef Natura is seasoning the...
Natura.
Natura is seasoning the pepper. So we're going to cook the sauce. That's the natural sauce, okay? So it will be ready in time for the guests to have it at the end of the show.
One very interesting part is coating this. The yam is being, once it's dry, so we'll just coat it here, coat it with egg, you know.
Okay.
I wish I can see that.
Okay, you can be doing it now.
I want this to get cold a little
first.
bit.
Okay, so it has to cool.
So I'll focus on my pepper sauce for
Okay. But don't worry, guys. It's going to be ready in a bit, and I can't wait for the serving part. That's usually the best.
Neither can we. We can't wait either. And we have to get on with the rest of the show. Of course, my name is Titilayo Oyinson.
Well, finally, Mary remembered that we're here. I'm Mike Mesikeno. You can watch us live. It's on GOTV channel 27. And on the terrestrial band, it's the ultra high frequency 49. You can download the TVC app. It's available on iOS and Android for on-the-go access.
Yes, so Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter at TVC Connect. Connect with us, send in those comments, use our hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC.
All right, relationship. We have Olaiwola Abiola, a mental health counselor with a specialization in relationship and marriage counseling. Here we're talking about keeping intimacy alive in marriage.
And of course, when it comes to performances, Nelly B is going to be here and he's going to be strutting his stuff very soon.
Ewo, Ada, Ada, my baby, I promise you, Miss Grand Nigeria go come.
Oh, wow. Mike is
That's our last guest, by the way. Queen Dami, of course, recently competed in one of the biggest pageant systems in the world, representing Nigeria at the Miss Grand International 2022. She'll be here to tell us all about it, flying the Nigerian flag high. Wow.
Those legs.
Those waves are beautiful. I love the ocean.
You look past. Oh. Wow.
Look at the background. I mean, look at the flowers. Just look at our food.
You don't do, Mike. You don't do.
Oh wow!
Some amazing photography.
Look at the sky.
Actually.
Wow.
Did you see the beauty of the skies?
Wow. Really?
Skies are the landscape. It's called landscape photography.
Mike, it's all right.
Okay.
All right, so I just wanted to quickly talk about this CBN,
the banknotes.
the deadline for next Tuesday, and how this is my personal opinion, I feel almost like the purpose has been defeated. The idea was to reduce circulation of currency in the economy, but a few days ago we saw an actress posting money that was given to her by her husband as a gift. And a lot of it was 200 naira bundles, which means that, and this is my opinion, and it can also be called speculation, it means that a lot of, the reason we don't have money in circulation is because perhaps certain bankers have been conniving with individuals to provide them cash, because there is no explanation for there not being enough 200 naira in circulation. What we see mostly is 1,000, a few 500s, and here is someone with bundles of 200 naira. Yeah. I find it worrisome, I find it disturbing, and I'm not surprised that the CBN is insisting on the deadline, probably aware of how much they have put in circulation already.
So, you know, it's actually interesting because at parties is when you see those money changers come out, and even in clubs now, come out with brand new 200s, 100s, and you're wondering why they were not on the streets, because they've obviously been sold or for profit. But the deadline is the deadline. That's what he's saying. He's not planning to move it. We don't know what could happen down the line, but he says he doesn't want to because they've given the banks every opportunity. They've told them to open up on Saturdays. Yes. They've given them extra banking hours. They've also said that they're not going to persecute people that come in with certain amounts of money. All they want is to exchange the money. So why are people still keeping it in the house?
Incidentally, the House of Reps, the legislature actually gave recommendation yesterday that the deadline should be extended for 6 months.
And the CBN is insisting that they will not.
But there has to be I mean, all arms of government work together. Yes. They have to come to a compromise.
Consensus.
So my biggest problem.
Yes.
Please go ahead.
I honestly feel extending it to be enabling them. The notes are available. They just need to do the right thing. Yeah. Do you understand? Because I mean, I'm wondering. I'm going to ATMs. I'm still wondering why do I still have old notes coming out of the ATMs when we're trying to do something and change the money in circulation? Do you guys still have new notes? You can bring it. I can change it for you. I rather old notes.
Yeah.
Bring it. Let me change it.
Honestly,
no, but I find it very worrisome. Yeah. I find it very worrisome, especially when you.
Honestly,
now if you're on a bus, you give 1,000 naira. Yeah. How is the conductor going to give you 500 and 200 naira change? It will be old notes.
To be old notes.
Because it's mostly 1,000 in circulation.
Definitely. The news again on Wake Up Nigeria. My name is Mike Messi Kenor. The Nigerian Senate wants the Central Bank of Nigeria to extend the deadline for the implementation of a new Naira note policy by 6 months. This resolution was reached following a point of order moved by Kwara State lawmaker Senator Sadiq Umar. National Assembly correspondent Tijesu Adeoye tells us more.
The CBN's deadline to phase out the old Naira notes is fast approaching, and many Nigerians are groaning under the impact of this new policy, and they worry over the effect it has on their daily lives. The National Assembly has consistently appealed to the Apex Bank to reconsider its decision and extend the deadline to avert any hardship it may have on the people. At today's plenary session, The lawmakers are more emphatic on their position on the matter and insist the Apex Bank must extend its deadline, as its decision must always consider the citizens.
Mr. President, let me say to you, in my constituency, especially in my local government, 90% of the people have not seen the new notes at all. They have not had a glimpse of the new notes.
It's not about changing this money. The new notes are not available. They are not available. The first and the last time I saw the new note was from the distinguished Senator Olujumi. She showed me the note. I have been withdrawing from the bank ever since, but they have never given me one single new note. So you should stand firm on this on behalf of the Senate and the National Assembly.
The Nigerian Senate says it is still within its purview to ensure that the rights and interests of the people are protected at all costs, and it will stand against any decision that suppresses the voice of the people in a democracy.
The people that may have billions would have nothing to lose. But those who have the least are the ones that could easily lose. And this can be an economic matter, but it could also eventually transform into a security issue.
The Senate has now directed the CBN to extend the deadline of its new policy to the 31st of July 2023. The National Assembly may be heading for a showdown with the Central Bank of Nigeria over the fast-approaching deadline to phase out the old Naira notes. Tijesu Adeoye, TVC News, Abuja.
Now, the Central Bank of Nigeria says its January 31st, 2003 deadline for the validity of old 200, 500 and 1,000 Naira notes remain. The CBN Governor, Godwin Emefiele, announced this after the Apex Bank's Monetary Policy Committee meeting in Abuja on Tuesday. The CBN also raised the monetary policy rate, which measures interest rate, to 17.5%. Mr. Emefiele said kidnapping and ransom taking have reduced since the 3 banknotes were redesigned. He also said the time given for the swap of old Naira notes with new ones were enough for Nigerians to go to commercial banks and get new notes. The Apex Bank also launched a cash swap program nationwide to enable those in the unbanked areas to exchange their old notes for new notes before the deadline. That's all that we can take on the news for today. We'll take a recess. Stay with us. There's quite a bit more to come on the show.
Thanks so much for joining us. You're still watching Wake Up Nigeria. My name is Titilayo Ison. Welcome back. Now, it's time for us to take our relationship discussion. We have with us Mr. Olaiwola Abiola. Now, he is a mental health counselor with a specialization in relationships and marriage counseling. Today, we're talking about something really interesting, keeping intimacy alive in a marriage. Well, my first question will probably be somewhere around the area of what caused the intimacy to die in the first place. Are you resurrecting it, or are you just trying to keep it alive? Welcome back to the show.
It's good to always be here. I'm so glad to be here once again.
Okay, so I feel like this is a conversation that maybe with your with people you work with, it's a delicate one to handle.
True.
How do you approach it?
Well, first of all, we must establish that we all crave intimacy.
Okay.
Psychologically, biologically, we are all emotional and relational beings.
Okay.
So every man, every woman crave intimacy. Moving the very fabric of our essence of our being is the desire to love and be loved. Okay. So when we break it down to relationship between a man and a woman, it's a no-brainer that you expect the thing to get going. But as life goes on, we all get busy. Children come into the picture, financial issues, economic issues, Nigerian factor. A lot of people have been cleaning off of fuel, only God knows when they will get the fuel. But so all these things do pay a lot of, have its toll on relationship. So eventually, the emotional connection, the flower in the belly, lovey-dovey begin to wane. So at that point, you need to come to a point to an understanding. Look, if you do not do anything about this, because couples don't just break apart, they first start to drift apart.
Okay.
So that's where there is need to always be intentional in keeping intimacy alive with your spouse or with your significant other. So
now, intimacy is a term that is used in many different ways.
Yeah.
Some people use it to make reference to, let's call it bedroom activities.
Yeah.
Some people use it to make reference to conversations that can only be had with a very, a truly trusted individual. And I feel like when it comes to conversations, there are some conversations that have probably not even happened between some couples in the first place.
Yeah.
When it comes to intimacy, do you believe it's something that is a thing of the mind or it's physical?
Okay, so the best way to answer that would lead us to talking about types of intimacy.
Okay.
Intimacy comes in different shapes and sizes. For example, what they call experiential intimacy, that deals about doing things together, living together, going through things together. And then there's also what we call emotional intimacy. Emotional intimacy is the core, is the most important, the deepest form of intimacy. That's being vulnerable with someone. Somebody can easily pour your heart. You are not going to be judged for expressing, be it all. And also have what they call physical intimacy. Physical intimacy is the physical touch, the cuddling, the kissing, and whatever. And there's also what we call spiritual intimacy, when both of you are connected to things that is greater than both of you. You both have a sense of purpose, a sense of a higher being that you both submit to. And there's also what we call sexual intimacy, the bedroom matters. So to many people, that's what people call intimacy, but there's more to that. So if people do not connect emotionally, for women tend towards emotional intimacy. Men tend towards physical intimacy and sexual intimacy because of our makeup. So, but whatever the case, all these different kinds of intimacy must be in proper space if your relationship must do well. If anyone, for example, if you're not doing well emotionally, and you want to demand the bedroom matters, it's definitely going to affect, because a woman will first of all need a reason and to connect with a man in the other room. But for a man, it's just about the way he feels at every point in time. So all these areas of intimacy must be in proper space for intimacy to happen, truly happen.
Okay, so you did make reference to the differences for intimacy with regards men and women.
Yep.
Could we maybe dig deeper into what intimacy means for women and for men? Can we dig deeper?
Yeah, intimacy generally is about having this connection with someone in a way that you are not having with another person. In the context of relationship, we are talking about being emotionally vulnerable to someone. There are three major parameters to that, to having intimacy. There's first of all what I call personal wholeness. There's another thing I call vulnerability and communication. So for a woman, because women by design, even though there's this the issue of women are from Venus, men are from Mars and things like that, but whether we like it or not, even though there are exceptions, women naturally are more conversational. Women love connect with you when they talk. They want you to validate what they are saying. Men are more logical in terms of 1 + 1 is equal to 2. If it's not adding up, it's not making sense, it's not buying it. But for a woman, it does not need to make sense. She just needs to feel it. And most of the time, all she's asking for is for you to validate her emotions, validate what she's feeling at every point. So a woman is more conversational, she wants to talk. Men want more of space. So when a man is going through stuff, he wants space. He wants his space just to recalibrate. A woman, when she's going through stuff, she wants to talk. She wants to be in your face. But for a man, he just needs that space. So these are the differences that we have that can also affect intimacy.
Okay, so I'm going to touch on that space matter. I know that word space has probably caused a lot of arguments and issues in relationships. Yeah. And if you're asking for space, how can you be intimate with someone you're asking for space from?
Okay.
So how would you explain that to any of the couples?
Okay, let me take it from the place of the first ingredient of intimacy I talked about personal awareness. You see, you can't be intimate with somebody if you're not intimate with yourself. A lot of people have a lot of unresolved issues. Childhood issues, traumatic issues, emotional issues, past relationships that have not really worked out. So they are locked up in their own world. Some are neurotic because they live in their head. They interpret whatever you say to mean different things. They have trust issues. So if you have not dealt with all those issues, it will be very, very difficult to be able to connect with somebody else. So you must first of all find personal awareness. Then we'll talk about the place of vulnerability. So if I'm not whole, if I have issues I'm dealing with, it will be difficult for me to be vulnerable because I feel that this person is going to take advantage of me once again. Then when we talk about space, naturally, men do better. When men don't confront issues head on, they need time to walk away from it first. That's the way they're wired. Because of testosterone, the neurotransmitter and sexual hormones in the man is different from that of a woman. But by a woman, for example, the connection between a mother and a child while breastfeeding releases oxytocin that creates a bonding effect between a mother and child. Yeah. So naturally, a woman is a feeler. She's a nurturer. She wants to connect with you to deal with issues. A man wants to move away. So now we talk about moving away. That does not mean you should now run away, not telling your wife, not communicating. That's why the third ingredient is communication. Sweetheart, I'm a bit worked up at the moment. I will appreciate if you can give me some time to just think this over. Then I'll get back to you. honey, how are you doing? I would love to be part of what's going on, but I also understand what you're going through now. I'll give you all the time you need. So when you do that and you communicate it, it builds intimacy. So when the other party says that you understand what he or she is feeling, definitely it will give them a lot of sense of assurance that they can trust you and look as a body.
So allowing him have his space for a little while, expressing
But he must also communicate it, why he's doing
as
that,
long as he
demanding for that.
why. It might not be about you, it's not about you, it's actually probably about him. And hey, you never know, that little bit of space might build stronger intimacy between both of you. I have to say a big thank you to you.
Thank you so much for having me. It's always a delight to be here.
Thank you. It's been a fulfilling month working with you on relationships. And hopefully you'll be working with us as well to build on your relationships. Use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC. Ask your questions, make your contributions, and we'll see if we can be part of it. We have so much more coming your way, though. Let's take a break.
Wow. Okay, Shago, director, one for you. I will get you back. All right, come on now. Our last conversation is one that I really shouldn't be here because, see, there's not like two beauty queens talking to each other, right? Take it away, Winfrey. Tell me.
This guy's confused me. Anyways, for our final conversation, we'll be having beauty queen who's also an actor. We'll talk about that. Queen Dami. She definitely recently competed in one of the biggest pageant systems in the world, representing Nigeria at the Miss Grand International 2022. Woo. She's definitely here right now, and welcome to Wake Up Nigeria.
Thank you so much.
Great to have you. Welcome. Is that two sashes you have
Yes,
there?
I actually have two titles.
Okay, tell me.
The Miss Grand Nigeria 2022 and the 14th Nigerian Queen.
Oh.
So she participated at the Nigerian Queen 14th edition. She won it and then represented Nigeria at the Miss Grand. And
Where
became
did
Miss
Miss Grand hold?
That was a few months ago, about like 4 months back. Last year, actually.
Okay. Where was that?
It was in Indonesia.
Indonesia?
Yeah.
Wonderful. Is that where we saw those beautiful pictures?
Yes,
that,
of course. So tell me about the beauty of Indonesia first before we go into your experience there.
Wow. I can say that, especially Bali, I can say that is one of the most beautiful places in the world, to be honest.
It is. It is. So if you Google something or anywhere and say the best place to visit in the world, Bali will come in the first 5 or 10.
Sure.
Definitely,
Wow.
it's a landmark when it comes to Earth. When I talk about Earth, so yeah, I envy you.
And it's not just the beautiful space, also the people. They are actually amazing. They are very welcoming, and it's amazing to meet another culture and how they can make you understand their culture in a very easy way, which is beautiful.
Actually, because I noticed they actually put in a lot of their culture into what you did during the pageant, making you dress up in their outfits, of course, I don't know, do their signs and all that stuff. And all of us, so now tell me, Miss Grand International 22, what was your experience like? Don't tell me the good things. Give me the good, the bad.
You see why I say I should not be here?
And the ugly.
I can tell you that we were there for 1 month with other contestants all around the world.
How many contestants?
About like 80 or 70 something.
Well,
yeah, for 1 month. And I can tell you that each day I spent there was amazing. Of course, when you go for competitions like that, you should expect the good and the bad. And that was exactly what happened. I was open to see what the challenge was going to be about, and I was ready to face it. And I can tell you, I enjoyed it. Even the challenges
But you know, this experience, I know it has left quite an impression on you. What are your takeaways from this cross-cultural experience, as it were, for you?
I feel so grateful that my country was able to follow through all my journey in Indonesia. And I think that's the most beautiful thing that I can say that I took out of the competition. Not just my country. I can say that people all around the world were rooting for me. And that's amazing. I met amazing young women from all around the world. It's good to know different cultures from different places. And it makes me, like, I miss my sisters, to be honest.
What did they learn about Nigeria from you? What did you show them?
I can remember Miss Grand Malaysia trying to follow me all around, trying to really know how I speak my Naija. She goes around with me. She'll be like, I just want to hear you speak your, African, accent. Yeah. And it's amazing. I was teaching them how to speak Pidgin. I was teaching them, Shoki.
This dress is lovely.
If you check my videos or my catwalk or my presentation towards throughout the journey, yes, I never did rehearsals like, oh, let me try to walk certain way. Okay. It comes so natural. Like, it's just leave me to the stage, tell me, okay, go do it, and I'm going to. I surprise myself sometimes. Wow. Like, I don't know how I do it, but I just feel like it's just from within, and I think that's what people saw about me, and they really, really,
and they love the
yeah,
they love it because
nice.
Yes,
you're back here. Yeah. You're back here now. You're also an actress, an actor.
Yeah.
What next? What has this done to you as a person, and also to your career? What has it done?
Yeah, it's amazing to have 2 titles. I'm very grateful to my organization for giving me the opportunity to represent 2 titles at the same time.
For someone with 2 titles, you're humble, I'm thinking some people, even with 1 self, they did not
even 2. With no title.
They say queen and more. You were queen and more. It's not like that. Queen has to, someone has to crown you. But hey, come on, go on.
It's a lot of responsibility, I can tell. And right
your career,
now,
what it has done to your career.
Yeah, it has actually skyrocketed me from one position to another. I can tell you that I am not where I used to be, and that's amazing to know that I have a duty to occupy. And that's right now that I'm back. I'm still holding this title. I have so much to do. I want to start carrying out my project. I spoke about that the last time I came here, and that's what I'm about to do right now.
Give us a glimpse. Yeah, what was that project like?
What was that project
like? Okay,
like?
so my advocacy is centered around raising awareness to educate the society on the great advantages of acquisition skills, talent, and uniqueness, unconventional jobs. I'm telling people, not just young people, but also everybody generally, to dive into what they really want to do, not because of what the society thinks of jobs. Some people want to be a photographer or actor or actress, but their parents or guardians are telling them, no, there's no way there. And I can tell this for sure because this is very close to my heart. This is connected to me. When I was growing up, I have a great family to even say that we want to support what Dami wants to do. But millions of people, they don't have that opportunity. And right now, I can tell you that most of my friends, they're done with school, they're done with serving. I'm not saying education is not best, but I'm saying we should put more values. Also, the value we put on those science and business sector, we should also put it on talent and skills as well, which is what is even paving ways for youth right now. Right now.
Like pageantry and how you literally fell in love with it and doing it and taking it place is great. So now I want to ask you this question. Okay, so while you were there, we were definitely watching you, Eagle's Eye and all of that. There was a video that actually came on the internet where I think it was during the swimwear competition, right? And you were sitting down and there was a lady strutting in front of you, right? So you seemed to be adjusting and it seemed like she was blocking you. Sadly, we don't have the video clip because it wasn't clear.
I wish I could say it,
So as you were sitting down, she came to your front, adjusted again, she came to your front. So a lot of people were speculating, okay, what is the issue here? Are they being a certain way? I don't know, what is the reception like for you as a black Nigerian woman out there? Was there, I don't want to say use the word racism, but then again, tell me about
was there any form of discrimination?
Exactly, discrimination.
So these are 2 things. I'm going to talk about the video and I'll talk about being as a black person there. Okay, for the video, that was Miss Grand Nicaragua. I'm very sure it wasn't intentional.
Okay.
So I was at the back of her. And then she likes to show so much to let them know that I am here. But the person behind the grand every time.
Yes.
But I was like, no, you're not gonna block my shine.
That was the attitude, girl.
And also to say about me being a black, strong, beautiful woman there. I can tell that there were a lot of, discrimination and all that, but I never focused on that.
Okay.
I did
So
not
from the
even-
contestants, the organizers?
I don't want to discredit anyone,
Yes,
but
yes.
these things happen everywhere in the world. This is what would make you feel like, oh, you're strong and you're yet to prove a point.
Very true.
That you don't care, you're going to show up, and that was exactly what I did.
Yes.
I never let those things or
Get
those
to
behaviors
you.
get to me.
Amazing.
And I came out so great.
You
I
did
even
come
gained
out great.
Yeah.
Okay, now at that point of coming out great, everyone expected you to place at least top 20. How did that make you feel? Because to be honest, I feel you had everything and more that
Where
it
did she
took
place
to. So she didn't make it up to top 20.
Oh, wow.
And everyone literally felt she
You know what,
actually
we'll answer that
would have
question.
in
You
the
would
kitchen.
answer that question in the
Yes.
kitchen. But while you go to the kitchen, see that move that you're doing.
Yes.
You say when they wake you up, they call
Do it
you. You just do the move. Oh yeah. Let me clear the road.
Okay.
Let me clear the road. Oh yeah. Let's go. From here to here.
Okay, let me go from this
okay,
side.
Oh yeah, let's go.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm grateful. Wow, we're about to eat. Thank you.
Yeah, so today's chef is Chef Natural.
It's so beautiful, the part
Thank
where
you
you
so
said
much.
you just have to be natural. Yes.
All right, so it's prepared breakfast, yamarita with naturals.
Nature source of fish.
Sauce and fish.
Wow.
So,
I'd
please,
like you to try it out.
Vegan.
This looks so nice.
It does. This is the sauce. That's the yamarita.
Okay.
And this is the fish.
So how do I do this? I dig the
Dip, yes.
Yeah.
Dip in the sauce. Yeah.
I bless this for it.
Later. Dry parsley mixed
You
with
like what
and
you
that's
see?
fish.
You like
This
what
is so
what you
nice.
see?
That filet
I can see your eagerness
so
to try the
good.
fish as well.
Yeah, I
'cause
want
you
it.
like it. Okay. Here. And there you go.
Yes.
All right.
Wow, I like the sound.
And with that wonderful.
Don't fill your mouth too much. You see, I have a question to answer.
Okay.
Answer for us, yes. So now that feeling, you didn't place top 20. How did that make you feel genuinely? Yes, no, take your time. We're here for you.
It made me, actually placed top 20. Actually.
Okay.
But I was expecting more. I think I did more than that. I was expecting to be in top 5.
Top 5, okay.
Because from the journey, everybody could see it.
Could see you were winning awards back to back to back.
I was.
Yes.
I was. And when I got to top 20, and I wasn't surprised about it, I was excited. I was like, yes.
You know what?
Another one
We're
step forward.
rooting for you, girl. We are rooting for you. Many more awards, many more great things coming your way. At this point, it's become an even more wonderful Wednesday right here on Wake Up Nigeria. And we're going to be wrapping it up right now. Thanks.
Mike is here. Mike is here.
We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
My mouth is full, that's why. Bye.
Bye.